Hi, I am Beverly BAnov Brown. I am a dating coach, a life coach, an intuitive, and a love mentor. That's a mouthful, isn't it? I've been practicing now for about 3 decades, starting in New York City in the 80s, and now in the Tampa Bay area of Florida on the Gulf Coast. I am often asked about friends with benefits. What are the benefits and the detriments to a friends with benefits situation? And what I've found almost invariably, with only one exception in 30 years of practicing, is that there really are no winners in it. Why? Because in a friends with benefits situation, very often people, I believe, based on my work with quite a few singles, are fooling themselves. They're thinking, they're believing, they're deluding themselves into imagining that they can have a sexual relationship with another human being and no strings attached will be just fine. That somebody calling you at 10:30, 11 o'clock any night of the week and saying, hey, I'm in the mood for a little fun, you want to go to bed with me, or you want to have a little drink with me, or some pot, or whatever it is, that it's not going to involve any kind of consequences. I'm not even talking now about STDs or any of the other health implications. I'm talking about your emotions. I'm talking about your mental and spiritual state. Whenever you engage in the sexual act, it's a sacred practice. It has implications on every level of your being. We're sensitive, and whatever we imagine, like that we can be the Teflon Dons and Donnas of it all, it's just not true. I've seen my clients suffer. I've seen their self-esteem low to begin with, usually, when they've allowed themselves to get into such a situation where they're often just taking each other for granted all over the place. But I've also seen where one becomes more attached to the other and then feels taken for granted or used, and it further erodes the good feelings of friendship and fondness, ultimately, that they started out with. Lust is understandable, but it's not something that usually leads to happiness. Being taken for granted by another person, particularly in a sexual situation, is not a recipe for joy. Many of my clients have had extreme disappointment, and yet when they looked back at what started it all, they realized they didn't know what they wanted, or they had recently separated from a bad relationship and got into the friends with benefits situation on the rebound. They missed having a physical connection. They wanted somebody to be there with them. And then it turned into a situation where they really wanted more. So instead of doing friends with benefits, which I truly believe is a no-win situation for both, because anytime you take for granted the sacredness of the sexual act, you're asking for trouble. Before you get involved with someone, please, Golden Nugget 1 today, take an inventory of what it is you really want to bring to a relationship. Golden Nugget number 2, take a further inventory of what you want to receive and share in a relationship. And Golden Nugget number 3, honor yourself and your possible friends with benefit partner enough to have an open, honest conversation and know that if you just want a good time and you want no responsibility whatsoever, then perhaps you're not really ready. Oh, and I know you're not going to want to hear this. Perhaps you're not really ready to have an ongoing physical relationship. Please, honor yourself. You're worth it. Get clear on what you want and trust that you can have it. Don't settle. Life can be so beautiful. As a single person, you can have a marvelous time. As a person in a couple, you can have a marvelous time. Wherever you are in your life, let it be okay. And get clear in your heart as well as in your mind on what you really truly yearn for. and then go after it. I'm Beverly BAnov Brown. If you feel that I can help you do this in any way, or you have questions or commentaries, please don't hesitate to connect with me. My email address is coachhq@gmail.com. That's coachhq@gmail.com. Until next time, I wish you a wonderful, wonderful private as well as personal life, and please know you're in my very loving prayers every day. Bye for now.